What's good, you guys? You know who it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Relentless Lex, and I'm back like I never left this mother. Yes, Sirski. All right, let's get to the video of the day. We got Michael B. Jordan revealing, says, Diddy planted a bomb in his car as well. Try to blow his up the same way he did Kid Cudi over Cassie. Now, from what I've heard, Michael B. Jordan is going to get called to testify against Diddy at some point in time, as well as Cassie and like two other people. But they said one of the witnesses is missing. They can't find her. They can't get in contact with her. She must be bailed out of there. She probably changed her mind or got some threats or something. But Diddy put hands on Cassie, but didn't want her to go nowhere. And maybe that's why. Because he knew about Michael B. Jordan. And he knew about Kid Cudi as well. But we're here for it. Spicy.
Michael B. Jordan for flirting with Cassie.
Diddy's trial just started and some names have already begun dropping, with the first one on the list being Michael B. Jordan. But his name isn't there for the reasons you might be thinking. It turns out that Diddy tried to unalive Michael B. Jordan after he found out that Michael and Cassie had begun talking on the low. He even went as far as planting a whole explosive in Michael's car to take him out. If you remember, this is the exact thing he tried to do to Kid Cudi when he found out that he and Cassie had something going on. He had his people literally hunting Cudi down like an animal, and they did everything they could to take him out, but unfortunately it didn't work. Michael isn't listed as a witness yet, but word on the street is he is more than ready to come through and testify against Diddy because he doesn't take it lightly that Diddy literally thought he could just end his life. Now, for those of y'all who didn't know, Diddy's raging obsession with Cassie speaking to other men is part of the reason why he was abusing her. And this was confirmed by his former head of security, Roger Bonds. Cassie had already spilled the tea about Diddy trying to unalive Kid Cudi in her lawsuit, but Roger gave us much more details about it, and Cudi even put out a statement confirming everything to be true. Cudi and Cassie started messing around back in 2011 when she and Diddy were on a break because of him constantly forcing her to indulge in freak-offs. Diddy was worried she may have begun talking to other men during this break, so he hacked into her email. And that's when he found out there was something between her and...
Hacked into her email, bro. How you hack? I ain't thought Diddy was that smart to hack into somebody's email.
Cudi. The fact that she specifically decided to talk to him through email instead of texting him, but Diddy still found a way to catch on to it is crazy. This man was all up in her personal space 24/7. She claimed in her lawsuit that Diddy became enraged and told her that he was going to blow up Kid Cudi's car. And guess what? Just a few days after he made this, Kid Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. Cassie didn't go into much details about the Cudi situation in her lawsuit, but as I said earlier, Diddy's former head of security appeared in an interview with Vlad TV shortly after the lawsuit came out, and he revealed everything. According to Roger, prior to Diddy blowing up Cudi's car, he went over to Cudi's house with his goons to confront him, but luckily for Cudi, he wasn't home. If he was home, Diddy would have definitely done more than just confront him. He would have definitely put those hands on him and made his goons continue on with...
Look, Diddy got them Usher Raymond cherries in his drink. You see them cherries in his drink? Yeah, he taught Usher that.
And he was tired. Roger claimed that since Diddy wasn't able to get his hands on Cudi, he took it out on his personal assistant, Capricorn, who he believed knew about Cassie and Cudi's affair but still kept quiet about it. He didn't just scream at this poor assistant, he put his hands on her and had her looking all messed up. He her up so badly that she ended up filing a lawsuit against him, and he paid her off with over $450,000 to drop the lawsuit and keep her mouth shut.
At this particular time, I had left and I was still doing security off and on, and I was taking Cassie to her shows and stuff like that. But from what I'm hearing is that she was having an affair with Kid Cudi.
Okay, so she was in the studio with Kid Cudi and they started to actually get romantically involved. Now, from what I understand,
Vlad, you know what he meant
Cassie
by that,
had a
Vlad.
phone that she would just leave around sometimes, and Diddy went through her phone.
Yes.
But what happens next?
When he went through the phone, he called the number and Kid Cudi picked up. And he was like, what? Yo, I don't know exactly what he said. I know that he went over to his house and Kid Cudi wasn't there. And he went over to the house. I know at that particular time, after that happened, Cassie wouldn't come around. And then all of a sudden, Cassie came around and Diddy was upset, and he was upset with a young lady called Capricorn. So Capricorn was his personal assistant. She was the KK. If you ever hear people talk about his assistant now called KK. She was his ride or die. She rode around with him everywhere. And he really got upset with her because she had to know about Kid Cudi because she never went to the studio by herself. She always went with Cassie. And he put hands on Capricorn because of that situation. And Capricorn ended up leaving and suing him for it. And he paid Capricorn $450,000 to keep her mouth shut. And to this day, Capricorn has spoken about it. I even heard Suge Knight speak about it on his podcast because Capricorn was also Suge Knight's baby mother, one of her best friends. So she knew everything that was going on. So I guess his baby mother must have spoke to Suge about it because he put hands on Capricorn about that.
Wow.
And he put hands on Cassie about that.
What's crazy is Cudi actually
For $450,000, bro. It's bad that he put hands on Capricorn, but it cost him $450,000, bro. I think maybe that's the witness that's going missing right now. That's what I'm thinking. It might be the Capricorn lady, the assistant.
confirmed the rumors through his team by simply saying this is all true. But of course, this wasn't the last time this happened. Fast forward to 2015, the same situation happened again, but this time it was between Cassie and Michael B. Jordan. Michael clearly didn't get the memo about what happened with Cudi because he also tried to get with Cassie while she and Diddy were on a break for the 1 millionth time. And just like Cudi, he quickly found out why no man lasts with Cassie. Cassie actually brought up her situation with Michael in her lawsuit, but she didn't address him by name. So it took people a while to realize that it was Michael she was talking about. That was until CNN did their own investigation and found out that the actor in question that Cassie had mentioned in her lawsuit was actually Michael. Now, I don't know what beef CNN has with Diddy, but baby, they've been on his tail like crazy since this mess started. If you remember, they were actually the ones who went out of their way and spent millions to get the hotel CCTV footage of Diddy putting his hands on Cassie. And I mean, as they should. Anyway, going back to Michael, Diddy came for him after finding out that Cassie had spent New Year's Eve at his house. This time, He didn't go to Michael's house like he did with Cudi, but he called Michael and his life. Another person that also got the hands put on him over Cassie was Will Smith. This tea was spilled by another one of Diddy's ex-bodyguards, Gene Deal, who said they were at a party when Diddy told him that he felt like Will and Jada were trying to sleep with Cassie. Gene said Diddy was very upset about the advances Will and Jada were making, and at some point, he even to put his hands on Will if he didn't back down from trying to seduce Cassie into a freak-off.
We were at a birthday party.
Boy, highly weird to be off the chain, don't it?
Either Matt Damien was giving for Ben Affleck. It was just a little gathering. It was at the Four Seasons. Will Smith and his sister and her husband, we were all sitting on this side of the room. Matt Damien, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Puff, Will Smith, and Jada was sitting on the other side of the room. So I know Puff so well that he stood up. When he stood up, he walked and did his arm some kind of way, and then he went like this, like that. I went over towards him. I know to go over there towards him. So I go over towards him. And he said to me, he said, yo, I think Will and Jada is trying to scoop up Jennifer. I want you to stay close because I'm going to snuff him.
Dave, what?
I said to myself, Will Smith
Dang.
gonna beat the shit out you. No, Puff could scrap now, but I don't think he could Will Smith.
If there's one thing Diddy doesn't like, it's when he feels someone is trying to sleep with Cassie. It's crazy how he didn't have a problem with bringing other men into the bedroom to sleep with her while he records and touches himself, but once she goes for someone she actually likes, he all of a sudden wants to end their life. He clearly loved controlling her. She couldn't go out and find herself a man, but he could select men for her to sleep with. Make it make sense. He even went as far as pumping her up with to make her do these things. Now, when it comes to Michael, he hasn't confirmed or denied anything, and he isn't listed as a witness either in Diddy's trial. But word on the street is the prosecutors are working overtime to get him and Cudi to testify against Diddy because it would help them a lot to solidify their case and make sure Diddy is actually locked up forever. According to reports, Cudi is actually beginning to kin up to the idea of testifying. But Michael, on the other hand, is very focused on his career, and he doesn't want this mess with Diddy to mess up anything he has going on. As usual, people have their own thoughts, like this person who said Michael B. Jordan has a box office hit and a critically acclaimed movie that's out right now. He's winning while Diddy is losing. Another person said Michael B. Jordan is a very successful actor in hit movies. Diddy is nothing but a controlling, violent man who's nothing but a control freak. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Diddy Michael's life? And do y'all think he would have actually come for him like he came for Cudi if Michael hadn't actually backed off? Let me know your
Man, I don't know. Oh, Gene Deal said, he said Puffy can scrap. But I think didn't Michael B. Jordan playing Creed, the movie Creed, about 3 of them, didn't it? I think he can scrap as well. So, I don't know. But yeah, if they call him to testify, he can sure not to go. But I thought if they did call him to testify against Diddy, that he had to go. I thought so. So, but if he don't have to go, I'm pretty sure he probably won't even mess with it. Like you say, he got a lot of different business opportunities going on, and he don't want nothing to do with what's going on with Diddy. Diddy's gonna be locked up for the rest of his life anyway. We all know that. Bro, if they give him 20 years, he's still about 50 something already. So, you know, the lifespan of a man now, the black man, like 70, 65, 72, something like that. So either way, he's screwed, bro. Either way, he's screwed. Now, I can't wait to see what Cassie got to say. Now, that's what I can't wait to see. I want to see what Cassie got to say, bro. But as I find out more and more about Diddy trial, I'm going to bring it to you guys, present it, so you guys keep y'all updated. And make sure we subscribing and commenting and liking the videos to help the algorithm.